Hey guys, it's Arvid here, and as promised in this rather quick video, I just wanted to show you a new way that I discovered after analyzing literally hundreds of the most successful marketing campaigns from all kinds of successful marketing folks, just as Jay Abraham, Eugene Schwartz, Gary Halbert, Joseph Sugarman, Claude Hopkins, Dan Kennedy, and many more insanely successful marketing experts, and I've analyzed their teachings in order to figure out what it is I'm about to tell you. So strap in, get yourself some notepad or something where you can write stuff down, because the value of this video is quite literally equal to courses that you'd normally pay hundreds of buckaroos for, if not even more than that. So let's just get straight to it. So essentially the core idea, what I'll be breaking down in this video, comes back to a marketing principle that is referred to as the flood and trickle principle. If you're not familiar with what those are, I'll just quickly run you through. So essentially the difference between a flood and a trickle is that floods bring in large amounts of customers fast and they create momentum and spikes in revenue. Whereas trickles, they bring in customers daily but not in that huge numbers, and they compound over time. Famous examples for campaigns that are usually about floods are huge marketing campaigns, launches, partnerships, affiliate promotions, seasonal offers, joint ventures, something along those lines, whereas trickles are email lists, social content, podcasts, interviews, or just partnerships that run continuously. And just by analyzing these pictures, we very quickly notice that all of the floods, all of the seasonal offers, product launches, they bring in many people at a time. However, they are also limited. You don't do them that often. And you can't do them that often as well, because they are very costly, and you have to craft a big campaign for every single flood that you create. Whereas trickles, they're usually smaller marketing campaigns like content or email marketing, where you reach your customers almost daily, if not even more than that, and you just try to build a relationship, you try to stay top of mind, and to therefore generate customers. And you need both in order to grow a business, and I'll quickly walk you through what it is. Because if you only use floods, aka the big campaigns that bring in huge amounts of cash once at a time, you will get spikes in revenue and then silence, feast and famine every single month. And growth is also unstable if you constantly rely on huge spikes in revenue, and therefore you won't be able to predictably grow your business. Whereas if you only use the trickles, aka the small daily campaigns, growth will be slow and it will be pretty hard to scale quickly. However, if you combine these two into a business, that is when you'll be able to scale, because then you have spikes in revenue that are coupled with continuous recurring revenue from your trickles, and therefore you'll be able to grow your business. And as great as that may sound, that is just one part of the new way that I discovered to sell. Because when you do have those customers, when you attract those customers either through your trickles or your floods, you will need to know how to keep those customers for a long period of time so that they pay you huge amounts of cash over their lifetime. So I'll just walk you through how to do just that. Now, real quick before we get back to the video, I created a free marketing guide for you that's going to show you 3 simple ways that you can deploy in any kind of business that I've tested in multiple different kinds of niches, and they worked for every single one, to grow your business and to add a zero to your business within the next 90 days. This is a completely free guide. It is very concise. You can read it within a few minutes, and it's very actionable. And inside there, we break stuff down that nobody really tells you about. And to be quite frank, this could be a paid course, and I'm thinking about slapping a price tag onto this. But for now, I'm trying to test out the waters to check if there's any demand for this, so you can check it out for free in the description, download it, and check it out, grow your business, and thank me later. Now, back to the video. Now, essentially, there are four retention drivers that I discovered that you need to utilize in your business in order to keep people loyal, in order to make them stay with you, and in order to seem like you are the only viable option in your market and that your prospects should therefore go with you. So the first one is quite obvious, though you'd be surprised at how many people miss this. You need to obviously get your customers great results. Great marketing will get a customer to buy once, but great results will get them to buy again. So you need to have a genuinely good product or a genuinely good service where you can provide the prospect's desired outcome for them, because that way they'll stay loyal because they already trust you. The next thing that you need, especially if you have some kind of continuity program where you want to keep people in for as long as possible, you need to keep them curious at the end of every single month. If you have a coaching community, for example, and you charge your customers on a monthly basis, you have to keep them curious at the end of each month so that they stay for the next and that they'll keep paying you. You have to make them wonder, well, what's he gonna do next? I'm kind of excited for what he's about to do, so I'll keep paying him, I'll stay for this month just to get that value. If you don't keep them curious, if you don't try to keep them inside a continuity program, then you'll be burning money that you should have made otherwise. So keep your prospects curious and get them real results. The next driver is that you need to entertain your prospects. You cannot afford to bore your customers. Now that doesn't mean you should be a clown. That doesn't mean you should make fun of yourself in order to get your customers to laugh, though it does mean that you need to provide a genuinely good experience for everybody who works with you or with your company in order to get them to like you and in order to get them to stay with you, because people like to do business with the people that they like. And the next retention driver is that you just need to show up consistently in their life. You need to stay top of mind all of the time, or one day they will wonder how they came to you or who you even are if you don't consistently stay in touch with them, and therefore they'll cancel the service, they won't continue working with you. You need to stay top of mind. McDonald's, for example, they spend billions of dollars every single year on advertising because they want to stay top of mind. They don't do this in order to get publicity. If you were to ask people on the street if they knew McDonald's, probably 99% of them would say yes. Where they only do this in order to stay top of mind, in order to be the first thing that prospects think about when they think about burgers or fries or fast food, because that is where power and leverage lies. Now all of this is fine, well and dandy. You now have everything that you need in order to sell to your prospects effectively and in order to keep them inside your business for the longest period of time, which is a new way to sell in this bold new world. So now it's your turn. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to set up your trickle system. I want you to set up some campaign or some email list or some social media content that will run continuously, that'll get you customers every single day in small numbers. You could start your own newsletter if you don't have one already. You could start your own blog. You could start your own YouTube or Insta channel, or just some channel or media where you can get customers daily so that you have predictable revenue every single month in case shit hits the fan and you need some cash and your big campaigns flop. Then, after you've done that, I want you to plan your flood campaigns. Because now that we have the daily growth, we need the growth spurts in order to scale. So set up a seasonal offer, set up an affiliate promotions, have some launch for a new product of yours, or update your product and launch it again, launch a new version of it. And make a big thing out of this. Try to get as many people as possible to see it. Try to spend as much money as possible, as long as you know that you'll be profitable, to try and get people into your business with this big ass campaign that you're about to run. And after you've done that, build a simple acquisition routine. That means that many people, especially business owners, They are constantly busy revising websites, tweaking fonts, and doing, quite frankly, pointless stuff when they should be thinking about how they could acquire new customers daily. Because without customers, there is no business. So it would probably be pretty smart to think about how you can acquire those customers daily, wouldn't it? So I want you to shift your mindset in that regard. Then I want you to improve retention. We talked about this with your 4 retention drivers. You need to help people get results, you need to entertain them, you need to keep them curious, and you need to show up consistently in their life in order to keep them paying, in order to keep them in your service. And then you need to add one relationship touch. And all this is about is that you need to have some kind of personal touch in everything that you do. Appreciate the clients who are loyal to you. That already does a lot. Maybe even call your customers after they bought to ask if they're satisfied. Those may seem like incremental things, so they can very, very quickly improve the reputation that you get inside your market, because people will be satisfied with you and therefore they'll tell it to their friends, tell it to their buddies, and that is when your good reputation will spread and more people will naturally go with you without having to spend anything on ads, because you will get free word of mouth traffic. And if you deploy everything in this to-do list that I created, I'll be insanely surprised if you don't at least add a 0 to your conversions and to your sales within the next 90 days if you genuinely apply this. So you can check out the guide that I mentioned in the description. It's completely free. You can download it. It's going to show you 3 simple ways to add a 0 to your business, besides just the ones that I showed you here, to add a 0 to your business within the next 90 days. It's completely free. You can check it out. You can also drop me a like and a follow if you found this useful, because that way I'll keep these videos coming and YouTube will recommend them to your feed. Though I hope this was useful either way, and see ya.